and welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Cavalier FC 1, Cibao FC 0 in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup Final 2024 Leg 1. Cavalier FC 1, Cibao FC 0, la Copa Caribe, final, partido ida de la CONCACAF. Simple game. Cavalier scores early. Cibao does chase the game for most of it since the goal, but especially the second half. Cavalier capitalized, Cibao didn't. It's that simple. Goals are scored as follows. In the 20th minute, Shaquille Stein scores the only goal of the game, has the ball, tips it past the keeper. The keeper doesn't come straight out at the ball. He comes in at an angle, which makes the ball kiss off the post and into the net. Shaquille Stein taps it in, 1-0. It rolls in. That was probably the worst 6 seconds of Cibao's lives. Probably, I'm not sure. 1-0, 1-0 esta noche. There's your goal. Shaquille Stein scores it, and Cavalier has the lead. They would not relinquish it. Halftime, 1-0, 1-0, medio tiempo, 1-0, full time, 1-0 esta noche. They have the lead. No away goals given up. Nothing of the sort. Cibao cannot answer. They had a lot of chances. They had like 5 corners in a row, and they could not score. They had 22 shots, 13 on goal. Couldn't score. Cavalier definitely good defensively, strong defensively, a better team defensively. I would say they wanted an early goal. They got it. They held on. The first half, they did attack a little bit more. They had a couple attacks against the run of play in the second half. I think Girault Calvin fumbled the bag a couple of times. If he didn't, they'd have a 2-0 lead, maybe a 3-0 lead, and this is over. All over but the crying. But right now, they're in a position as to where that it's too damn close. It's too damn close. Next week, there's all to play for, which is good for a suit day, because it would suck to put on a suit for a game that has no reason to put on a suit for except it's a final. But it's all pedantic. Either way, at least on Tuesday, there's all to play for. So there's that. MLS Cup, there will be all to play for that Saturday because it's a 1-game final. We'll find out about the Central American Cup second leg if there's all to play for that tomorrow. But we'll be live for that, but we'll get there. Full-time stats are as follows. 8 shots to 22, 5 shots on goal to 13, 39% possession to 61% possession, 406 passes to 701, 84% pass accuracy to 92% pass accuracy, 14 fouls to 7, 1 offside to 1, 0 yellow cards to 0, 2 yellow cards to 0, 0 red cards to 0, 3 corners to 13. There was like 5 in a row for Cibao that they couldn't put away. And there was one where, nope, that was the Mocha game. My bad. Both 1-0. But both for the home team. That was a different game. But both Dominican teams struggled tonight. Really, they did. They both struggled, to be fair. Cibao had chances. They couldn't finish them. Cavalier wasn't perfect. They weren't great. They weren't special, but they did what they were supposed to do throughout the match. And because they did that, they won. It's not that hard to explain. You would think it's hard, but it's not. Because for me, Cavalier, were they the better team? No. Were they the team better at capitalizing? Yes. Were they the team better at defending? Yes. Did they have better goalkeeping? Yes. Barclay had a pretty damn good game. Did they finish better? Yes. Even though it was 1-0, they finished better because they actually put one to the back of the net. Or at least past the line. But I don't know if it hit the back of the net, but it went past the line, which is all that matters. It doesn't have to hit the net. It just has to hit past the line. I know, misconception for some of you, I know. But it passed the line. There you go. Cibao couldn't put one past the line. Not even on an offside call. So, there you go. Cavalier did all the fine margins right. Cibao didn't. But Cibao never had a chance to capitalize on fine margins. In my opinion, they never had a chance to have the fine margins. The shots weren't great. There were a good bit of saves. The corners they had 5 in a row. That means you didn't have good corners. You're just lucky they got knocked out by the other team. That pretty much just tells you what that is. Like, that just tells you your set pieces are horrible. Like, yeah, you got 5 in a row corners, but your set pieces are horrible. Now, corners are hard to score on. I get it. They're not as high of a clip as a free kick or a penalty. Got it. But you still, if you have 5 in a row, likelihood is you're going to screw around and score one. Well, you would think. You would think. If you get like a run of 5 corners in a row over like 3 minutes, you would think mathematically you'd get at least screw around and score one, right? But no, you don't. But then again, I counter with the fact of you have 5 corners in a row, that means your set pieces suck. That means your set pieces suck. It just went off somebody else's head. It just went off the other team's head instead of yours. It just means your set pieces suck. But what do I know? A lot, but still. Corners are a waste of time in most cases, unless you have a 7-foot-tall dude who starts at the frickin' semicircle and then runs into the frickin' box and just runs somebody over like a frickin' bull in a china shop and heads the ball in and hope to God it doesn't get called a foul. That's pretty much what you do on corners, is just basically serve it up to a 7-foot-tall guy who's going to run in like a bull in a china shop, run into a guy, basically jump up, hit the ball, head the ball in, and run over his marker at the same point. And hope to God it isn't called a foul. That's pretty much what you have to do on a corner if you want to score it that way. But there's not many 7-foot-tall footballers left, and honestly, they don't fit the current systems of play, so you're pretty much SOL. That's the one thing the English have right about Brexit ball, is some 7-foot-tall dude going for corners and just bowling over some dude as he heads the ball in. That's the only thing they have right, is Peter Crouch just bowling a dude over on a freaking header on a corner. That's the only thing they have right. It's ugly football besides that. But hey, if you get like 5 corners a game, you're at least getting 2 goals that are counted. They can't call every guy getting bowled over. They can't call it every time, can they? It's like, well, he went for the ball. He's 7 foot tall. Of course he bowled you over if you start the semicircle or in line with it. Of course he's going to bowl you over. I didn't know he could run that fast. No, he could. Well, I'm actually surprised too, but he's faster than Girault, I guess. Yeah, sure. But for me, you look at it, Cavalier were the better team by the fact of they capitalized. Cibao were struggling. They chased the game, still couldn't capitalize. That's the big story here, is they could not capitalize on anything they were given. They weren't given fine margins, or they weren't given much, and they couldn't capitalize. And that's pretty much the story of this game. So Cavaliers at the catbird seat going into the second leg of the final next week. We'll definitely know who the champion is by the time I'm recording / this goes out next week. We'll know who won. But I don't think this is a great result for Cavalier. Now, I'm not saying they suck. What I'm saying is that a 1-0 lead against a team like Cibao going to Cibao is not a great proposition. It's better than giving up an away goal and winning 2-1 or 3-1 or 3-2, but it's still not a great proposition. They shut you out and win, that's at least extra time. If not, lose outright, depending on where it is. A 2-1 win for Cibao would still have them lose the tie on away goals. That's the good news. They don't have away goals. So as long as you score, as long as Cavalier scores in Dominican Republic, it's a lot harder to win the tie for Cibao. That is true. But I don't think, depending on how good Shaquille Stein and Jalmaro Calvin are going into next week, if they're going to go at 50%, fine. I don't know if that works well. But if they don't go at all, pretty much it's park the damn bus for 90 minutes and hope to God Cibao doesn't score more than 1 goal. I think they'll play better next week. I really do. So basically, it's you score a goal or hope to God they don't score more than 1. That's the situation you're in now. But there's all to play for. It's not obvious at all. Yeah, you're in the catbird seat, but you are not the champions yet. Champions elect, champions designate, whatever you want to say. That's not what you are yet. You still have to earn it. And you got 90 minutes to do that. Maybe 30 more after the fact, depending. But we'll see. Man of the match for me, Shaquille Stein. He scored the goal. Barclay has an argument too, but Jomaro Calvin, no. Barclay and Stein, I'd say duo. Actually, they both get man of the match. Barclay for his saves, Stein for the goal. I think that's perfect. With that being said, he did cook them even more, though. He could have scored more, to be fair. But with that being said, there you go. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribe, send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watching along and review of Real Estelí versus LD Alajuelense, the Central American Cup final first leg. We go live at 7, 6:55. We review it after. We're good. One more CONCACAF game for the middle of this week, and then we have the second legs of the finals next week. So, there you go. Should be fun. See you tomorrow, and there you go. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See you.